Rich versus Poor Mindset, an eye-opening interview with Robert Kiyosaki, USA edition. Interviewer: Robert, you often say that the difference between rich and poor isn't about how much money you make, but about mindset. Why is this mindset so critical in today's America? Robert Kiyosaki: That's right. The old formula, go to school, get a degree, find a job, save money, simply doesn't work anymore. Especially in the US, where the government prints trillions of dollars, saving cash is actually harmful. Money is losing value every day. The real difference between rich and poor is how people think about money and opportunities. Rich people constantly update their mindset, look for opportunities, and take calculated risks. Poor and middle-class folks often play it safe, focused only on job security. Interviewer: You've mentioned that every person actually has three mindsets inside: poor, middle class, and rich. How does that work? Robert Kiyosaki: It's true. Inside me, there's still a poor mindset. It's fear-based, worried about not having enough. Then there's the middle-class mindset that wants stability, a steady paycheck, and security. But the rich mindset? That one looks for opportunities, is willing to take risks, and thinks in systems and leverage. The trick is to recognize which mindset is driving your decisions and to nurture the rich mindset. Interviewer: You're quite critical about paycheck culture. Why is that? Robert Kiyosaki: Because relying on a paycheck limits you. When you work for a paycheck, you become an employee, tied to one source of income. My rich dad told me, taking a paycheck is one of the most damaging habits you can have. It keeps you in a survival mode, always dependent. Rich people learn to make money work for them through assets that generate income without their constant presence. Interviewer: But isn't starting a business or investing risky? What if you fail? Robert Kiyosaki: Failure isn't the enemy. Fear of failure is. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset, failure becomes a lesson, not a loss. Rich people learn from mistakes and get stronger. People stuck in paycheck mentality often avoid risks because they fear losing their steady income. But without risk, you can't grow. Interviewer: You once said people rarely check the expiration date on their mindset. What does that mean? Robert Kiyosaki: It's simple. When you buy milk, you check the expiry date, but we never question if our thinking is outdated. Many Americans still use mindsets from decades ago that don't work in today's financial world. This is why people keep struggling financially. They don't update their mental software. Interviewer: Debt and taxes are often seen as bad things, but you say the rich use them differently.